man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out. All right, Roy Jones says that he maybe shouldn't have took the Mike Tyson fight. We're going to talk about that. Also, later we're going to talk about Devin Haney continuing to troll Gary Russell. All right, so let's get to it. Appreciate the love and support. Keep sharing the videos. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Check out our boxing news playlist for more videos like this. So, yeah, man, a lot of people read the headline of that article and said maybe I shouldn't have took on Tyson. He looks big, fast, and strong. One thing you got to notice about the Mike Tyson training is edited clips. You know what I'm saying? It's like watching somebody highlight film in basketball or football. You got to get the scout film. And the scout film shows all of the good and the bad. All right, you can look at somebody highlights and they can have a lot of dunks, layups, touchdowns, juke moves. But when you look at the entire scout film, it tells a totally different story. You know, a lot of times those big plays are anomalies and they not trends. And that's the same thing how people look at, headlines. I've been guilty of reading headlines and basically, not opening the article and reading it. All right, I fell victim of that, and I try to, open every article and read them with a crazy headline. And one thing I did notice is that Rory's being sarcastic. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have took the Tyson fight, or maybe, Tyson might be too much. He's too strong and he's too fast, and he has a lot of first round knockouts. Like, at the end of the day, man, them edited films don't impress nobody. Those are edited and angled and enhanced to make Mike look better. All right, they're using all these great, lenses and different angles. At the end of the day, do you remember how Mike Tyson left his career? Bad. All right, at 50 years old, however he is, you just don't develop more speed and more power, and they is doing VADA. And people say, oh, he's just back in better shape. And say, man, at the end of the day, Mike Tyson's still 50-something years old. Okay, those are edited films. Let me see the entire workouts. Let me see you throw them punches when you get tired. And Mike Tyson didn't have great stamina because he said he had asthma. And that's why he was fortunate enough to have the skills that he did, that a lot of his fights didn't go long. So I think Roy exactly know what he got himself into. I mean, he being sarcastic, and people read the headline and took him for being, literal. He was being sarcastic. That's the way I read it. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have did this, or maybe I shouldn't have did that, or, oh, he is too big, too strong. Come on, man. Roy's a fighter. Roy's a fighter. Roy is one of the most intelligent fighters, that you'll find. So is Mike Tyson. So you know what you'll get into. At the end of the day, Mike Tyson was supposed to fight Evander Holyfield, and he said no. So if this is a new and improved Mike Tyson, well, then why didn't he fight Evander Holyfield? And word on the street is Antonio Tarver wanted to get the Roy Jones fight over Mike Tyson exhibition. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why he still, he ain't happy. He knocked Roy out. But I think the point of Antonio Tarver not being happy, because everybody said Roy was old, and he came down 2 weight classes and, and fought Antonio Tarver. That was true. He beat Antonio Tarver the first fight, and Roy was on fumes. And Antonio Tarver just caught him in the second fight. I mean, he watched the film. He seen that he left some punches on the ground. That's it. It is what it is. Just let you know how some of these dudes, they still bothered by what the critics and what the media say. And it still irks them years later, even though their career complete. And they feel that 50 years old, they can reconcile those old demons. No, you can't. It is what it is. Fans got their opinion. Media got your opinion. You beating the fuck out of a 50-something Roy Jones or Mike Tyson or Evander Holyfield, it ain't going to change my opinion about who is better in their prime or what happened in their prime. And that's just the God honest truth. You know what I'm saying? So this is an exhibition. I think they not wearing headgear. They changed it again. But I don't think Mike Tyson is going in there to knock Roy Jones' dick in the dirt. And I don't think Roy's going there to knock Mike Tyson dick in the dirt. And I'm not for this because I don't want to see nobody get hurt. But you know what? They still competitors, man. They still, believe that, they got it. And it's going to take a fight to show them that they ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said before, Roy is being totally sarcastic. Roy was not being literal. Roy know exactly what he got himself into. He know what Mike Tyson represent, but he also know Mike Tyson ain't been active since what, 2003, 4, whatever it was. So he got somewhat of an edge, but there's no winner or loser unless somebody get knocked out. And I don't think Mike Tyson is going in there to knock out Roy Jones. And I don't think Roy Jones is going in there to knock out Mike Tyson. This ain't no Rocky Balboa versus Mason Dixon Rocky movie. This ain't that. So a lot of people read the article. I think he did it with Sky Sports. And, you know, people read the headline that Roy said Roy thinks he made a mistake fighting Mike Tyson. If Roy wanted to pull out, Roy could have pulled out, you know, a long time ago when they moved a date. Or he could have pulled outside and there wasn't no body tested. Roy know what he's doing, and Roy's a competitor. And Roy is training a lot of young black fighters and a lot of fighters in general. And, you know, Roy had a better career than Mike Tyson. Plain blank, period. If we want to have our argument, that's not even an argument. You know, Roy conquered more credible opponents than Mike Tyson did. So, you know, Roy ain't got doing this to prove that he better than Mike. I think it's just a competitive, a bravado thing. I missed the ring thing. Boxing is addictive. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is addictive to like a lot of these dudes. These dudes been doing it their whole life. You know, so like I said before, we'll see what happens. But hopefully both fighters come out safe. They both got families to feed, and they both got, you know, other businesses surrounding what they're doing in boxing. So hopefully it's the first and the last of these type of fights. But let's continue on. Devin Haney is continuing to troll Gary Russell. He put up a post, and I put it on the screen, if I remember, saying that, you know, basically Gary Russell's ducking him, this, that, and I'm like, okay. I mean, he know the truth. Did y'all hear the way Bill Haney act when he said something about Al Haymon name was brought up? Oh no, I'm not disrespecting Al and nothing like that. It was told to me that Al stopped that fight. Al didn't want to let Gary fight Devin Haney, and now he gonna give it to Gamboa. They have an agreement on everything, money, venue, and I'm pretty guessing a date with Gamboa. The contract was never sent to Gamboa for weeks after they had came to a handshake agreement, and I think they got cold feet about fighting Gamboa. I think they was trying to scrape the surface for other credible opponents because the fans didn't like the Gamboa fight. But I mean, you know, personally, I mean, it is what it is. You got a lightweight trying to chase a featherweight. That ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? If the dude don't fight and you know why he not fighting, even if he did get cold feet, people say, well, Gary Russell just talked too much and this, that, and the third. Like, tell me somebody he ducked. Can't tell me. No, you know, it sounds crazy him jumping up 2-weight classes fighting Terrence Crawford. It sounds crazy jumping up 4-weight classes. It sounds crazy 2-weight classes jumping up to fight Devin Haney. But the way it was put to me was, I don't want to let him do it. So, and I think that's why he probably said, some issues in the contract, and ain't nobody asked for that fight. So I know, you know, how people get mad for it. They let these dudes hype them up, you know, having the daddy zone, daddy boxing talk on, and the daddy's trying to live vicariously through their son. Nobody care if Devin and Gary fight. Nobody care about Devin and Gamboa. Let me give you a news flash. Ain't nobody tuning into the zone to see that shit for real. Not out the masses of the casual fans. So, you know, like I said before, that ain't no legacy fight for Gary Russell. People say, oh, it's a legacy fight. No, it's not. It's not a legacy fight. What do it do? You beat up a baby. You beat up a kid, a prospect with a belt. You didn't beat Lomachenko up. You didn't beat T.O. up if he had undisputed. You beat a kid up. Now, a legacy fight, if you went up for a weight class and beat on Terrence Crawford, that's legacy. But it ain't something that ain't been done before. You know, Henry Armstrong did shit like that. So don't flatter yourself. You're not doing nothing that ain't been done in boxing before. But like I said before, Devin gonna continue to troll Gary. You know what I'm saying? Gary did all that talking and Al Haymon making him look bad. And I'm gonna keep saying this. Bernard Hopkins said a long time ago, these dudes better take control of their career. And I didn't understand when Golden Boy split from Al what he was talking about. But you know, Al making them look bad. In a lot of situations where these dudes want to go probably fight the top fighters, you know, Al saying no. So, you know, don't nobody want to lend their fighters to other promotional companies. These dudes don't want to work together. They want to keep all their money in-house. We basically looking at a UFC Bellator type of situation. You know what I'm saying? Kovalev went and lost to Canelo. They basically traded Kovalev there for $2 million if he lost to stay on the zone. Come on, man. And that's just what it is, man. This is pretty much Bellator UFC. They trading fighters. Oh, you could take this fighter, that fighter. Like I said before, man, nobody care about that shit. You know what I'm saying? People say, "Oh, Gary, you duck." Al Haymon making fighters look real bad by not. And at the end of the day, I wouldn't open up my mouth. You know, this is on Gary Russell, mainly him. I'm gonna open up on my mouth unless I knew Al Haymon was gonna let me take the fight. So it is what it is. Devin gonna have the upper hand. Boxers gonna remember Gary Russell for ducking Devin Haney, but Devin Haney ducked Linares, and he ducked Fortuna, and then he wanted to fight Fortuna after the original Linares fight fell apart, and then Golden Boy wouldn't let him. Fortuna and Linares still gonna go on. So, like I said before, man, every fighter ducks somebody. Real talk. Marvin Hagler, World Street, he didn't want to fight Mike McCallum. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that is what it is. So no fighter is perfect, man. Floyd ducked a lot of dudes. So everybody ducks somebody, and that's the God honest truth. But hey, let me know what you think about the video. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Also got a Facebook group. Want to make a donation, just share the video. But Cash App is CJ Good 313. PayPal link description. Best way to donate, share the video one time for the one time we do.